What's up, everyone? This is Paul Carrick Brunson, and you are watching The Modern Day Matchmaker. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the number one question that viewers had from episode number 2. See you in 15 seconds. Feedback from episode number 2 was amazing. We had hundreds of comments, tweets, Facebook messages, and while most were supportive, not everyone agreed with me. But that's all love, because learning is a lifelong process for all of us. So the number one question we received was, hey Paul, I get the shopping versus investment theory, but how do I know when is the right time to invest in him or her? So today's episode is advice for both the men and the women. So nearly all of my matchmaking clients come to me with a long list of characteristics they want in a mate. I had one recently present to me this list of 157 items. And guess what? She had good feet in the top 5. Creating lists is something that's very common practice. But if you've done this, I say trash it. Don't show that, man. Instead, let's create a list of values, your values, and let's make sure that your mate matches with those. Let's do away with all of these other characteristics that we think we want, but we actually don't need. Height requirements, income requirements, social status requirements, race requirements. Life is too short. Let's not live in a box. Let's be open, right? So once you have all of these values, then I say ask yourself these 4 questions. And if you answer yes to these 4 questions, you have Mr. Right or you have Miss Right. Question number 1. Question number 1 is your vision aligned? Is your vision aligned? And this is critical because we all know that successful couples may not always agree with how to get there, but they all can agree with where there is. They all bought into the same destination. I know how to get home, right? I have my own way. It's a shortcut.
Paul, where are you going?
Watch this. I know how to get there. We're going home, right?
That's what I thought, but this isn't the way.
Watch this. Watch this. This is a shortcut. Watch this. Oh,
this is your shortcut?
So is there a vision that you are both bought into? Question number 2, do they make you want to be better? Do they make you want to be better? I think Jack Nicholson said it best in As Good as It Gets.
You make me want to be a better man.
That's maybe the best compliment of my life.
So do they inspire you to want to be more? Question number 3. Question number 3 is, do you speak the same language?
Yes, ma'am?
I'm on Varnum Street. I'm trying to get to your office.
And I'm staying you with the say.
Yes, hello. I'm looking for directions to get to your office.
You're on Minnesota Avenue.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
AutoZone.
You said
When you go to Minnesota Metro Station, you see AutoZone. And beside AutoZone.
DuPont? Are you saying DuPont? So while literally speaking the same language is important, I'm actually referring to, do you speak the same love language? There's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Gary Chapman. He wrote a best-selling book called The 5 Languages of Love. And his theory, and one that I also subscribe to, is that we all speak in one of 5 ways, either in words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, or giving gifts. Now, while we all can speak in at least one or more than others, if your mate does not speak in your language, you'll never feel their love. So does your mate speak your language? Question number 4, and this is very, very important, are, do they respond selflessly in times of challenge? Do they respond selflessly in times of challenge? I'll never forget when my wife's father became terminally ill. And while it was such a tragic time for me personally, professionally, I was at what I thought was the height of my career. And I'll never forget when my boss pulled me in and he said, you know what, Paul? You just need to figure out how to balance these things. And you know what I told him? I said, to the hell with balance. If my wife needs me for 4 or for 6 weeks, that means, guess what, Mr. Manager? You're not going to see me for 4 or for 6 weeks. I was totally focused in giving 200% of my time, my energy to my wife and to her family. And when I look back, I was acting selflessly. I was willing to put it all on the line for her. So that's just one example of a selfless demonstration. So my question to you is, do they act selflessly or selfishly when times are bad? So that's actually it, my friends. That is it. It is that simple, right? You have your values and you ask yourself those 4 questions. And if the answer is yes to all of those 4, I say it's time to invest. Love is closer than you think.
You'll find a sticky paper butterfly net underneath your seat.
All right, fam, guess what? Next week, I am promising you a phenomenal interview with a very special guest. Check this out.
Been the #1 diva in this game for a minute. I know you